What up? What up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Tristan's Shop Talk, episode number 13, July 14th, 2024. What can I tell y'all? Oh, man. What a week here in Houston, Texas. From the difference from last Sunday to this Sunday, this is like exactly 7 days again. 7 days. Believe me, I'm just glad that this storm is over. I'm glad it's come and gone. Thank God. Thank God everything's good. All I gotta say is my family's safe. You know, from what I've heard, mom and dad are good. Other people I know are still without power. People from what I've seen, sucks. But yeah, this whole week has been kind of a roller coaster here in Houston. All I gotta say is thank God for our power being on. We did go without power for a few days, and that kind of sucked. Other than that, we were prepared in a way, you know, but as in for a long haul, I wouldn't say we were 100% prepared, but as in for the short haul, yeah. But now I know what to do for the long haul. So, other than that, all I got to say is it's in the past. I had to take a few days, the last few days, just to kind of relax and kind of ease myself because yeah, things were getting a little crazy out here. Things definitely around here, around the studio, definitely got really cars backed up. So in our area over here, a lot of cars have to park in different parts because there's a lot of low lying areas. And you know, out here, people have to move around to park to prevent their car from being flooded in or whatnot. So yeah. So that being said, it was just chaotic. You know, you pretty much had to have in mind that you might not be able to leave if you have to leave. So I bunkered down midnight last week. Around midnight, that's when it started rolling through. Storm hit. It was crazy. Woke me up around 3 or 4. Then after that, I was up for the rest of the day. But yeah, it was crazy because I was more worried about my parents. And, you know, and then usually I think around 5:30, that's when the power went out. And then when the power went out, it was done deal. So then that's what began the you know, the finishing of the storm. It was windy, it was crazy. But yeah. Thank God nothing really got, I mean, no big uprooted trees, you know, because that was the common thing that you did see. I had seen these trees move before, but I've never seen trees move like this, and I was witnessing it. So the closest thing that it came to was me being out to sea, but obviously there's no trees out to sea. But as in the wind being the same as in being out to sea, yeah, it was very relative to when I don't know, it just reminded me of like the way the rain was moving. It was almost like all I was missing was just take away the trees and the houses and everything and put water or put an ocean, then it would have been just the same amount of wind speed that I've seen before or I've witnessed or even, you know, been in. Um, but yeah, so all I gotta say, thank God I had to come on here to kind of feel at peace with myself because you know, this is kind of just me speaking out and in a nutshell, yeah, it was crazy. Um then on top of that, other things I have to take care of and do, and then getting back into the norm of all those other things. So that being said, everything's cool now. I guess everything's back to normal. I don't even know, but I just wanted to throw in light to the because there's still people here in Houston without power. So these people without power, it's for certain reasons. And hats off to Adrian Garcia. He came out, kind of spoke about what was going on, and I kind of wanted to just show what he was speaking about, and pretty much what he was saying was uh lining up to the union. So okay, Centerpoint Energy is in charge of most of the hardware dealing with our city and our power. The grid got hit pretty bad, as in the infrastructure here in Houston got hit pretty bad, real bad, with these winds that were kicking up. The winds that I was telling you that I kind of saw the aftermath. So I can only imagine that up like around 4:30, 3:30, 4, 5, 6. That was like about a good 3 or 4 hours of just constant wind. So yeah, it took a beating. Now, all I can say, the more trees that are around, the worse it was for that area, for starters, because from that, and then just poles just falling down, or just, I guess, the hardware that I saw in my area fall down, or I saw on the ground. Um, it was just crazy. So I can only imagine, but see that yet again, that was a lot of trees. A lot of trees were what was the also the reason why from what I saw around this area, why a lot of people were without power as well in certain little parts. Um, so I can only imagine Kingwood. I can only imagine Sugarland. I can only imagine just different areas where, for one, it was already flooding. Second, uprooting of trees falling on lines. Now, I do know in Sugarland, they have lines that go underground possibly, and they don't have poles. So, like I said, this is a lot of different factors and a lot of different situations. But I just wanted to show this video, and in this video, um, he's just explaining how you know they had to come on and to say, hey, yeah, y'all got to chill out because there's a lot of things going on with the linemen, and then the so pretty much the linemen and citizens around Houston were taking upon themselves and going and making threats to these linemen that were coming from out of town to help us out in our city. So I don't know. So I mean, this is from what the union, um, there's a guy named Mr. Ed that popped up right behind Adrian, and then he was just explaining, yo, everybody needs to chill out in Houston because this open to carry and these fools over here walking around with AKs, guns coming up, or I guess there was even a gentleman that pointed a gun at somebody.
That all that does is make it harder and longer to get your lights back on. So I just want to first say that I am grateful for the work of these linemen. Many of them are not Harris County residents or even Texas citizens. They're from other parts of the country, and we're grateful and thankful that they're here working on our behalf to help us find that normal once again. So let me first ask business manager of Local 66 IBEW, Ed Allen, to share some remarks.
Yeah, so this is the dude that came on and started telling
my name is Ed Allen.
like, yo, everybody in Houston needs to chill out.
66, and we represent more than 4,800 utility workers in Texas, all across Texas. We specifically represent all the folks that work at Centerpoint, all the contractors that work on their property every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect and want Centerpoint to be held accountable in the proper time and the proper place. Right now, we need to get the lights back on. We're down to less than 400,000 left to get back on, and we need all these folks here. We've had guys have guns pulled on them. We've had guys had rocks picked up and slung at them. We've had people brandishing AK-47s at them.
These fools out here brandishing AKs.
I've had several companies already tell me, Ed, if it doesn't stop, we're going to get in our trucks and drive off. I had a crew out in Sugar Land, D&T Power. We're working out in Sugar Land. They had guys have AK-47 standing across the street from them. Never pointed it at them, but menacing them. We
What are
have
the
people
cops?
constantly harassing
Well, I mean,
these
it's
folks.
open carry, but
And
why
in
would you have
42
an
years in
AK
this
out?
industry, working here in this
I
community,
don't get that.
I have never seen a response like this from the community. And I want to be clear, the vast majority of people are handling this with grace and dignity and patience. And I'm grateful for that.
Cool.
But there is a small minority of folks that want to go out there and cause harm and want to disrupt.
Minority? What are you trying
Centerpoint
to say,
has to
man? What you
shut
trying
down
to
a
say?
staging
Well,
site
minority? What?
and move
Nah, but I
from
know what you're
Barnett
saying.
Stadium all the way out to Berry Center on Barker Cypress. That is a huge loss of workforce in that area. They have to shut the restoration effort down to do that. That doesn't help. That's not helpful. Nothing is more important to me than the safety and health and welfare of the workers that I represent. And make it clear,
So this
I don't care
guy
if they're in the
came
union or
on.
not. We've got plenty of great non-union folks down here helping us as well. And I feel responsible for them too, even though
So this gentleman came on a couple hours ago. Yeah, he almost like cries, but I don't blame him, man, because he, you know, he's the union, so he represents all the workers. So he's just trying to make everybody happy as well.
Working in Kingwood, went and got hamburgers for their crew, and
Oh,
they were
yeah.
sitting down eating. People pull up, start screaming at them, calling them lazy, telling them they don't deserve to eat. This work is dangerous. It takes time to get people from out of our territory to come in, to get them up to speed.
Yeah.
They have to
You know,
go
you
through a
can't be
safety
going. I mean, these
briefing.
fools are on lunch.
And when you bring 12, 14,000 people into our territory to work, it's like herding cats. And it takes time to wrap your arms around it and get it mobilized. And that happens in everybody's jurisdiction. I've been all over the country myself working service restaurant. I worked in the field for 36 years. I know what it's like to do this work. Please, God, let these people do their work. The men and women that are out there doing this work today in this oppressive heat, they're working 16 hours a day. They have to be at their trucks at 6 o'clock in the morning. They do not get off till 10 o'clock at night. They left their homes. The folks that live here in the community that are working, their homes are damaged too. Their
Wow.
wives and kids are sitting at home without any power, with their roofs damaged. It's raining every day. Come on, let's give them the space they need to do that. I just want everybody to calm down. I realize the environment today is not good, but listen, it took us almost 20 days to restore the power to the community during Ike. We're 7 days in. This is the 7th day. Okay. And we're down to less than 400,000.
Yeah.
The restoration effort, as far as the work in the field goes,
I'm praying everybody
is
gets their
actually
power
going
on,
really
man.
well.
Sucks.
Okay. That's the one thing I'm an expert on. I can tell you that it's actually going really well. If the company didn't prepare well, address that at another time. Okay. I want to thank Commissioner
So yeah,
Garcia for doing this.
Shout out to the linemen and all the workers coming from out of state. Thank you for doing your thing. But yeah, you know, I could definitely see why a lot of people are upset. It's just crazy on how I mean, why would you go and brandish guns in front of these guys that are trying to do some work for us in our city when we're in despair? You know, makes no sense to go and cause violence like that. I mean, if anything, I'm gonna be going up and giving them a Gatorade, or hey, you know, maybe go, you know, bring them some food or something like that. But I mean, come on. But like I said, I mean, I just know how frustrating, you know, people get, you know, when heat's turned up and everything, you know. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of cleanup I still need to do, but I can only do so much, and I got all these other things going on. So yeah, definitely it's just definitely been a crazy week. I had to get away, just go to the, you know, go get some peace of mind and study, and it's just, yeah, too much going on. So I mean, like I said, Houston's been in despair. It still is. From that, from what they were saying on there, we're still in a disaster uh area. I mean, I'm lucky to even have internet, you know. So I'm just blessed that everything's okay. Um, other than that, next big news, everybody knows what I'm gonna get into, obviously. um, everybody knows. Boom. Yep. Trump. What are you gonna do? You know, it's crazy. Crazy that this even happened. Just explains more on how. So I'm not even taking sides. What I am speaking about is the fact that so many different angles to this. Another picture I wanted to show was the layout. So where I'm going to fast forward to is just the general of what was going on there. Now, I was in the Navy, but I did learn to pay attention to detail. I did learn about that. Even to this day, I still go back and there were certain things I could not do and certain things I was good at and other things I sucked at. But overall, um the basis from what I understood always, even in my field, was paying attention to detail. And see, this is like another, and this is just raises the questions of yet again of what or how this even got to this point, you know? Um and the reason I'm saying that is because you know with the Secret Service being there, the detail, the snipers, and you had this gentleman who I wouldn't even say gentleman, but this man who went on top of the roof and made it far that far. There's other videos that I caught, and there's so many videos that came, you know, that I was able to grab, and the ones I did show on my feed, I did show, which were the ones showing, it was showing him, you know, on top of the building from where he was from a distance. So I have another map of a layout that Al Jared, I don't even want to say it's another network, but the other network, all right. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, let me move this one, and then I got the one to show you. All right. So you have to reload it. So this one's the. See, I had another one, but I don't want to show that one. That one's kind of bad. No reason I'm saying it's bad because it shows some like other stuff on there. And, uh, so the one I did want to show was just the layout, and it was just kind of questionable because apparently it was only like 150 yards. He was about 150 yards from Trump, and he made these shots. And thank God he missed Trump. But that's what I'm saying when I go back to saying I'm not taking sides. What I'm saying is what I mean to that is like what really happened. How did that person get that far with that weapon on top of that building? I mean, it was almost like it was like a like there's these metal buildings, and these metal buildings, you know, it was at a flat, perfect laid area for him to lay down and make shots at you know at the ex-president and the one that's running for election for 2024 that has just like every other American's right to do, every other American right to go and speak in front of a crowd and speak freely about whatever you want to believe in and speak in front of people. Which goes back to my point of this should have never happened. It just should have never even happened, but it did. Um, and that being said, it was just like on my end, um, see, I'm gonna bring up the picture over here. Okay. Okay, I know what the problem is. It keeps showing well, I guess I'm not gonna be able to see myself. So anyways, I just wanted to show the map of the uh I just had it. Sorry. Okay. So now you see it. All right. So what was very strange is that this is the picture of the shooter afterwards. You know, have it blurred obviously, and this is the like the metal building. He somehow made it up here. President Trump is here talking. That picture when you're seeing in the front, and if you look over to the left, you'll see these um, detail. And these guys' job is to spot. That's their job. Their job is to be constant on the look, always on the watch, paying attention to detail. Like I said, I'm not a I'm not trying to come over here and say I'm an expert. What I am just trying to say is it just makes sense. But I'm just questioning is the obvious. The obvious is like right there where you just see. You know, you definitely see that it, I just don't know how far I don't know how he made it that far for this to happen. All I'm saying. So I don't want to go jumping ahead thinking, oh yeah, like I'm thinking I'm some type of expert because I'm not. All I'm explaining is, all I'm trying to explain is I just don't think it should have happened, plain and simple. But it did happen. This gentleman got behind security detail somehow and made it that far, and it happened. Now move on. You know, like I said before, thank God nothing happened. As in, you know, he didn't get assassinated. That's crazy. It just comes to show on how I don't put nothing past anybody now. I just don't. I don't even know how to put it, but I mean, it was weird because, like I said, this week the hurricane had already happened, so I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Thank God nothing happened." But then there was a lot of things I still had to take care of. My parents were fine. I was glad for that. And then I had to get kinda back into my routine over here, try to do, but then there's still other things to do. And then that, you know, it I was see what caught me off guard was the fact that I actually was watching the rally, but I literally had just got back and I turned on the TV, and I usually eat and I just turn on the news. And usually when I turned it on, there was just the rally. I was like, "Oh, okay." And then as the rally was showing, this happened, so I was like, "Oh, damn." Like, what the hell's going on? And then that's when it went into the detail about what and how and what, and then, everybody was speculating, and everybody was saying that he was fine and that they didn't know for sure. So, like I said, I'm using it as an example as in, you know, people out there are going to the extreme, and, Biden recently came on and just to explain on how, he like, everybody needs to chill out. And this tension on being, everything being political correctness and all this needs to chill out. So I've been neutral about all of it. I just like to spectate it, and if I am on stand up, like I said, my other joke was like, I know Puff Daddy's like, woo, Puff Daddy's like, oh man, then limelight's off of me right now for a little bit, put that money on Trump. You know, the feds ain't gonna be off of me. They're too busy now to figure out what happened here, you know? Um, and then now I'm moving on, to my other classes now, so, like I said, a lot of this has been I've just been really busy. I kinda fell behind, but, overall and then life and, uh, so too much news going on. I couldn't pass this up. I couldn't pass not coming on, just to talk about this. And, you know, I just wanted to kind of get that off. And then also, well, for starters, I wanted to just talk about the utility companies and how the utility companies that are here in Houston helping us out are truly trying to help us out. So that was my one thing. And, you know, I'm praying that everybody gets their power restored um, by the end of this week, if not sooner. I hate to even say that, and you know, I'm not even rubbing it in, but man, I just I feel for these people that are because like I said, I was without power for a few days, so uh, I had to manage. I managed, but now I know I made a list of things that I know that I need for next time. So then I know how to be better prepared. So for this next time, you know what I need because we pushed it through. We didn't really know what was gonna happen or if this hurricane was gonna come our way, and it ended up coming our way. But we're more like inland, so once the hurricane even hits, and from what I've known before on these hurricanes, when they hit, they immediately lose wind speed as they enter land because of everything, you know. Obviously, it's left the water, and there's no I guess, like they said, the water is what powers it, but once it hits land, it kinda dies. Um But obviously, I know that the disturbance still made its way up to I don't know, I was hearing Vermont had some bad, things going on up there with the storms that made their way up there, which was crazy. Um, for a minute there, it was kinda cool after the hurricane passed. So after the hurricane passed, it was actually kinda cool, and, you know, nice to be outside, but it's not cool no more. It's actually hot again, so yeah, everybody. So I just wanted to come out here and just share some info about what was going on. Hopefully, like I said, I prayed and I'm just glad everything's back to normal. Um, somewhat on my end, sorry, and I'm just praying that everybody else gets back to normal very soon. And if you can, please press like on my podcast and also press subscribe and also share it. And everybody here on Instagram. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, thank you. So that'd be it for the episode 13. So right before I go, I do want to say that I do have some things lined up and meaning guests, and these guests have just been delayed because they've been busy. Then this hurricane happened. So, and it's 2 fighters. I don't want anyone to say the names, but it's gonna be kinda surprises. Uh, everybody knows them in the fight community here in Houston, so I'm looking forward to that. Um, my knee's getting better, so I will be back in the gym very soon because 'cause I'm going crazy right now with me not even being able to train and spar or at least spar with some man, I just yeah, so I've been able to hit the bag, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So I'm really missing the gym right now. I'm really missing it. I can't wait to go back. I've been just maintaining a little bit by going to 24-hour, but other than that, I haven't been to a boxing gym. But I am trying to get back either to boxing or Muay Thai, definitely, or kickboxing. So my leg, my knee has been getting better. Um, it just sucks because I've been missing that quite a bit. And, I'm just looking forward to getting back into it. So if I can. So everybody, thank you for joining me. And I'll talk to y'all later. Hold on. Yeah, so like I said, I'll be back with some guests. We'll see y'all soon.